Dr. Savage, there's only two ways to identify people. It's through their voice, their tone of voice, and if you have the pleasure of seeing them, is their eyes, because the eyes are the gateway to the soul and never lie.
Okay, but wait. Now, in radio, you can't see my eyes. All you can hear is my voice, correct?
That's correct. So it's a tone of voice. People who are making things up or reading off of teleprompters, usually their voices go up and down. They're not as even keel as a person who's telling the truth.
Now, Israel, were you in the Mossad?
No.
Did you work for the DEA undercover in Belarus? I mean, how do you come to this conclusion?
I've read over the years books and books on behaviorisms, mannerisms, and it's just basic one-on-one stuff.
Yeah. You know, it's funny you should say it. Again, going back to one of my favorite villains, Larry David. I was watching an HBO piece the other night where all of the actors in that series, you know who I'm talking about, right? Or not?
Sure.
Okay. So each actor had to say which their favorite piece was. And you could see when they're talking about it, they get enthusiastic. And then at the end, when they say how great Larry is, their eyes shift. Their eyes jump left to right or right to left, like they have to say it, and you could see that they're lying. I couldn't believe it. Each and every one of them, when they were extolling their show and how great it was, at the end their eyes darted to the left or to the right. I said, these people are just outright lying. And then I said, you're shocked an actor is lying? That's something new? They're actors. What do you expect them to say when the guy pays their bill?
This is why people in general, you should know, who shouldn't be trusted. That's why a lot of them always wear sunglasses, in the same way security people wear sunglasses, not to give up what they're thinking in their mind.
Okay, now this is an important point. That's not 100% true. This is a cultural thing, Israel. There are cultures that do not look you in the eye and they're not lying. It's just a very uncomfortable thing for people from certain cultures. I believe it's an Asian thing, by the way, not to look you in the eye, and it doesn't mean they're lying. It's considered an invasion of their soul. You know, the American people are very into staring you in the eye while you're talking. I find it very uncomfortable. If I'm having a conversation, why do I have to have a staring contest with somebody when my mind is trying to think? It's two different things. I've seen men, they try to stare you in the eye like, are you really telling the truth? Tell me. It's like, can we just have a conversation here? I'm thinking. While I'm thinking, I can't think about staring into your irises right now. I don't know if it's 100% true. I personally don't always stare in someone's eye. When I do so, it's because I know that they're thinking about how my eyes are moving, so I do it on purpose to control them. But it's not how I really like to operate because my mind is moving at a very rapid speed, and I don't have the time to think about looking them in the eye. Does that mean I'm lying to them?
No, but depending which way one's eyes turn when you're talking to them, it also gives away other clues of what their intents are. So if a person looks up, their eyes, they're fetching for answers.
Yeah, that's true. How about if their eyes dart to the left? They're lying, aren't they?
There's many theories.
Well, I'm going to tell you another theory. How about liars on television? Have you watched their tongue or their mouth when they lie? I can see it 100 times in one guy. Softball, probably the biggest fraud in television, who is talentless, a talentless hack with the straw hair, Chris Matthews of MSNBC. This guy is hysterical. You talk about hysterical blindness, this guy has hysterical liarness. The man lies constantly. Everything he says is what he lacks in talent, he makes up for with malice. Does that work for you?
It works. The problem is once they become a pathological liar, sometimes they're able to throw people off and not give out the cues that normally one would.
Bingo. I've seen that, by the way. I know someone in business. Amazes me is that he does not even know he's lying anymore. He says things about himself that are not true, that are patently false, and he doesn't even know he's lying. It rolls off his tongue. I'll tell you another giveaway of a liar in business. You know how honest they are every time you talk to them when you didn't even ask them. You're having a conversation about something to do with your business, and they always tell you how honest they are. And you didn't ask them about that. Have you noticed that?
This is true.
Oh, yeah.
New York, 14 years listening. My entire family listens. May God give you the energy.
Oh, well, God, yeah, God. Don't get me started now with my God problem. I'm going through a period of doubt it's going on 4 months now. Israel, let me send you a copy of Trickle Up Poverty. I'm going through real, for the first time in my adult life. It's not a good thing. Not exactly moving into the atheism or agnosticism. I'm moving into another world. And I started out as a cynic. And then I refound God. And okay, it helped me a lot. It really helped me a lot. Got me very far in life. And I got to tell you something. When you don't believe, it's very hard to live. It's extremely hard to live because there's nothing to fall back upon other than the voodoo. Now you say, well, it's voodoo. How dare you say, okay, call it voodoo. Call it what you want. All I can tell you is it's very hard to live in those moments of doubt if you don't have that voodoo to rely upon. I'll be right back.
Savage.